Rabbi Shmuley not only is a fierce advocate for Zionism, that's not his only stick, right? He is not just a fierce advocate for Zionism. He is also a fierce advocate for making love and war. Make love and war is what he says in his tweet. And this is Rabbi Shmuley selling kosher lubricant. Let's listen.
Hi, everyone. This is absolutely amazing, and I had to do something about it immediately. First time I saw it, kosher sex, my shemen, kosher lubricant, made in Israel. I love that part. Here, where is it? Where's the made in Israel? On the box, it's like a big Magen David. We're so proud of this. I've devoted my life to passionate marriages, passionate monogamy, rescuing marriages. You know, today I just dealt with, so sad, young children being subject to an unnecessary divorce, like I was. Unnecessary because the parents just don't want to change their behavior. But having a passionate, erotic, sexual connection and maintaining attraction is the very soul, the lifeblood of a marriage. So this is kosher, my shemen, kosher lubricant for husbands and wives to have greater pleasure, greater passion. And for those of you who can't handle it, tough luck. I couldn't care less, because creating passionate marriages and healthy sexuality and intimate sexuality is what Judaism's all about. It's all based on the book of Genesis, the most romantic verse ever written. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and leave his mother, meaning, once you get married, your wife, she's leave your father, leave him. He shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Cleave, intimacy. The purpose of sex is not procreational, just to have kids. It's not recreational, just to have fun and then dump each other and make each other feel like crap. It's rather intimacy. It's to become bone of one bone, flesh of one flesh. And we're so proud of this. And there'll be more kosher sex products. Go to my daughter Chana's _kosher_sex. Go to her website, kosher.sex. Made in Israel. So proud of this. Hold on one second. I just want to find the made in Israel thing. I love that part. And on the box, even more so. Amazing. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. Yeah, made in Israel. Licensed by the Israeli Ministry of Health. I love this. I love this. And like I said, on the box, it says made in Israel, even bigger. I love it. Get yours now. Kosher sex, my shemen. Woohoo!
Woohoo! You guys feeling sexy now? Now, of course, just having lubricant is not what's funny. It's that knowing what all this guy believes, knowing the ridiculous stuff that he spews, specifically like latest has been with the debate with Norman Finkelstein. We're not going to cover that today, maybe another day, but what is like with this debate, he's a clown, and him selling this is just another gimmick. Just like Zionism is a gimmick to him, this is just a gimmick to him because he's a gimmicky sort of guy. But let's read what he says, because when I say love and war, I didn't make that up. This is his own words, how he describes himself. So let's read what he says here in the tweet. So proud of my brand new kosher sex product, kosher lubricants made in Israel. We are making marriages hot and intimate, passionate and monogamous. Kosher sex is the future of all human relationships. This is where he says, make love and war. And my daughter, I think that is Shana, is donating these married Israeli soldiers, donating these two, because it's a typo, I should say two, these Israeli soldiers. So that is Rabbi Shmuley. Isn't that fantastic, guys? Don't you love Rabbi Shmuley? And his sex tape, or it's not sex tape, but God forbid he better not have a sex tape. but his sex lubricant selling. Let's listen to just a smidget of the conversation he had with Norman Finkelstein. Let's listen to the debate. Norman has already announced another debate. Oops. Norman has already, I think, today he announced another debate that he's going to be having soon. So I guess he's now the debate bro. So let's listen.
Targeted strikes.
Well,
the
they're killing a
problem is
lot of
Hamas
children.
lives because Hamas lives under their homes.
If Israel's
Hamas builds.
Rabbi Shmuley, with respect, if Israel's being that precise, why is it killing so many children?
Firstly, I want to know what is the accuracy of your numbers, because I trust Hamas as much as I trust they're complete liars. Secondly, Hamas unfortunately wants these children to die, because the more that die, the more you're going to challenge me on TV. Israel wants them to live. Israel withdrew in 2005. Hamas builds their military installations under these children's homes, under their kindergartens, under their nurseries, under their hospitals.
All right,
we now found 350 miles of tunnels under children's homes. That's the size of the New York subway system.
I want to be fair to both sides on time. Norma Finkelstein, your response.
What would you like me to respond to?
I suppose the analogy with World War II and the fact that indisputably, many hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of civilians died in that conflict. And the argument is it was for the greater good of defeating the Nazis. Do you see any parallel with wanting, and I completely understand Israel's desire, fervent desire, to eliminate Hamas after what they did on October the 7th, particularly as Hamas has stated again and again, they want to keep repeating it again and again. So on that particular argument about when you wage a war against whether it's the Nazis or Hamas, a lot of civilians tragically will get killed in the process, but ultimately that shouldn't stop you going ahead with the war to try and achieve your goal. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is there's a very good reason why this case was brought before the International Court of Justice. That is, as I'm sure you know, that if you examine what Israel has done in Gaza since October 7th, by virtually every dimension you examine it, the intensity of the bombing, the density of the bombing, the magnitude of destruction of civilian dwellings, civilian infrastructure, the percentage, the absolute number of children killed, the relative number of children killed to combatants killed, the percentage of women and children versus men killed, the number of medical personnel killed, the number of journalists killed, the number of UN workers killed. By virtually every dimension that you examine the conflict, by virtually any and every metric that you examine the conflict, Israel's assault on Gaza, which we should bear in mind is among the most densely populated places on God's earth, and it has been sealed off from humanity since 2006. As Giora Island put it in March 2004, Giora Island was the head of the Israeli National Security Council. He described Gaza, and I'm quoting him now, as a huge concentration camp. That's not me. That's Giora Island.
And what I like about the debate, you got to watch the entire debate, is how Norman just calmly destroys you with information. See, what Pierce was probably thinking is going to have happen is have these two Jewish guys yelling at each other over this, and he has good TV. Conflict, it sells very, very easily on TV. This is why they have the news set up the way they have. Democratic strategy, Republican strategy, just conflict. But Norman had he wasn't a willing participant in that framing. He just came on and calmly destroyed Rabbi. But like I said, we'll cover this another time. Let me show you the final part of this story. This is the headline here. You can actually, so this is actually a real thing. It's not a gimmick. It's, you know, stories have been written about it. This is just one of them you can go check out on Jerusalem Post. Actually, Jerusalem Post, a real actual Jewish or Jerusalem, Israeli-based publication. It says kosher lubricant made in Israel by Rabbi Shmuley Botich. And that's his full name. So the company Kosher Sex has created products with the aim of encouraging individuals to explore their sexuality in a kosher way. This is a real thing. We may find it hilarious coming from this guy who looks like the leprechaun from the horror movie, but it is a real thing. And check it out. It's funny.